Welcome to the Hosel Rockets podcast, the #1 golf podcast for new product launches, interviews with industry experts, golf trends, and more.
Hey, welcome to Hosel Rockets, our podcast. I am Ken Morton.
And I'm Bill Dixon.
And this isn't our normal gigs. In fact, we haven't had any normal digs lately because you guys have just been hearing us on audio. We haven't had a video version of this in a while.
It's been almost a couple of years,
It
right?
has been.
Yes.
In those 2 years, golf's changed dramatically.
Correct.
Yeah. We had this thing called COVID, and who would have known that a worldwide pandemic would have been the very biggest thing to ever hit golf.
Yes. Numbers that we haven't seen since you and I were young men back in the 80s with people playing, taking up the game.
Even in Tiger's height, it's not even close. We're seeing rounds being played nationally, 30, 35% more than they ever have.
Correct.
And it's been crazy. We're here talking about new golf equipment and specifically about Christmas gifts. And we kind of made a top 10 list of our best-selling balls and golf clubs. But before we dive into those, I thought we might just kind of touch upon trying to get to stores early, whether it's ours at mortongolfsales.com or the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop or wherever you're listening out there. There is a giant pinch of lost goods out there.
Correct. I'm sure it's not a secret. With the shipping containers that are stuck in ports and just the difficulty getting golf products, all products really, from the manufacturers. And so, yes, we thought we'd bring some great holiday gift items your way, but also with the idea the sooner you can get in to get those gifts wherever you shop, the better.
Yeah, for sure. There's everything, including some of the basic golf balls we have are on allotment, are very, very restricted in their availability. And even with golf clubs, if you've tried to order a custom golf club in the last 6 months, you might still be waiting.
Yes,
it's been
unfortunately.
terrible. So
Yep.
again, wherever you are out there listening to us, if you've got a golfer on your list, I'd encourage you sooner than later, try to fill those wish lists. So should we start on the top 10 on golf balls?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, we feel a little bit like David Letterman here, right? So should I grow out my beard really thick and, No, okay, all right, that's perfect. So what we were gonna do, we're gonna talk about our top 10. We're gonna work backwards to our bet from our least seller we brought here to our #1 seller out there, which if you've not ever lived under a rock, you probably know which model that is, but we'll get there eventually. We'll start with one you might not have heard about, and Billy, you might grab the yellows. That's the backspin. So this is a brand new golf ball for us that is just about 8 months old, and there is about 50 stores in the United States that are carrying this, and we're of one through the National Golf Buyers Association. It's made by Volvik, and it's a 2-piece distance golf ball that comes in both white and the yellow that we have there.
Correct.
And it's the great part about it, it's a great distance golf ball. It's got a really high trajectory, but the great part is the price.
The value.
Yeah.
It's a value ball, no doubt. We're
Yeah.
selling these for $19.99 a dozen.
$19.99 a dozen. And so, again, for the beginner golfer or someone who's really just looking for distance out there, this is a great option.
Yeah, and actually, a full shot, a decent amount of spin, so it'll hold a green well. It's just not going to be the best feeling thing around the green.
Exactly.
Right?
If you're a low handicap player, this is probably the ball
Not
that
the
they're
ball
going to be
for you.
using. But maybe 20, 25 handicap and above,
Yeah.
great option.
Yeah.
Lots of ammo for people that are looking for not being crushed when they hit one in the water.
So like you and me.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
So the backspin oversize. #9 on our list. This is actually the golf ball I play. It's the Srixon Z-Star. It comes in a variety of different models. There's the Z-Star, the Z-Star XV, and then it comes in Tour Yellow in both of those.
Very popular in the Srixon, the Tour Yellow.
Yeah, especially in
Yes,
Srixon. They
yes.
were the first one to really have a urethane covered golf ball in that bright yellow color. I actually, especially this time of year in the fall, I see that Tour Yellow so much better against the white skies like we have today. This is a urethane covered golf ball. It's going to feel great around the greens, have lots of spin.
It's tour performance.
Tour performance.
Yeah,
so like family golf balls that you might compare it against would be like Pro V1.
Chrome Soft from Callaway.
Yep. So again, great golf ball. That comes on at #9 on our list here. So number 8 is the Titleist AVX, which is over on Bill's side there. Kind of think Pro V1 golf ball, but softer, right?
Yeah, for sure. And again, someone that's a good player, maybe a high single digit, really, really likes this ball because I think you get some more distance off the tee, but you get a lot of control, greenside control too. So.
Urethane cover similar to the Pro V1s
really
or the
feeling.
Z-Star that we just talked about.
Yeah.
But again, softer compression. So like during the wintertime, in the old days when, showing Bill and my age, you would use a 90 compression golf ball in the wintertime and maybe 100 compression during the summertime. This is kind of the 90 compression Pro V1, if you want to put it that way.
If you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
And again, also usually comes in tour yellow. Yeah, for the color. People love that one in the yellow as well.
All right, that was number 8. Number 7 on our list is the Bridgestone Tour B golf ball.
And
right here.
Yeah.
So this is the BRX that I brought, which is the kind of like the AVX. It's their low compression, softer version of the Tour B family. It comes in 5 different variables. It comes in Tour B Tiger Edition, RX, RXS, and then a variety of different colors in white and Tour Yellow also. Again, a urethane covered golf ball, so it's going to be very soft. It's going to stop when you hit it around the greens, have a really good feel around there. But in the different varieties, it's going to have different hardnesses based on which of the Tour B balls you pick out.
Yeah, and the RX in particular is, still good, healthy swing speed, but a little bit less, under 100 miles an hour is really good for this golf ball.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. All right, so that's number 7 on the list. We'll flip and go back to a 2-piece golf ball, which is kind of a neat combination. It's the Srixon soft feel ball. And most of the time, like with the backspin, when you think 2-piece, you think very hard.
Yeah.
But within the last probably 10 years, there's been a lot of 2-piece golf balls that have come out with a core that's much, much softer, like the Wilson Duo golf ball, another Callaway that we're going to be talking about here in a little bit. Yeah. The Srixon soft feel is in that family. It's a very distance-oriented ball, but not super hard feeling.
Correct, and extremely popular because of the value of the golf ball.
Yeah, again, this is another one where it's $21.99, won't break the bank, but is kind of a great combination of feel and distance.
Yeah, good performance.
Yeah, this also has a couple of women's versions also.
Yep.
Yeah, it comes in a Srixon soft feel for women, both in pink and in white. Yeah, so that is number 6 on our list.
Good.
Number 5 is another Bridgestone golf ball. This is the E6. And again, this is a 2-piece, softer feeling golf ball. Very similar to the soft feel. Right. Exactly. It's our best selling Bridgestone ball we have in the family. It's a little bit of an oversized core, a little bit thinner cover on it, and again is a great combination of both distance and softness. Not quite like the Tour B, though.
Not quite, no. But again, it's the value of it. You'll someone who is looking for that, you're going to find some decent
$24 on that one. So again, not a bank breaker there. So that's number 5. Number 4 on the list is the Volvik Vivid golf ball, and I'll let Bill kind of show off those.
Ooh, colors.
When this first came out, we really thought it was a novelty. In fact, I'm the buyer in the store. I held off for the first season or 2 just because I thought it was a little bit hokey. And the reality is now it's, as a single ball SKU, is the 4th best-selling ball in our whole store. And those colors kind of show it off. It comes in, I think, 7 or 8 different bright colors, right?
Yes, and so bright that it's almost like you're flipping a switch when you take this out to hit it.
Yeah, red and purple and blue and yellow and the green and the orange. They are neon. And then the finish on them is a little different too. It's a matte finish golf ball, right?
Yeah, which probably, if you're listening, you can't see anything, but if you're watching us, it's even hard to see the dimples because of the matte finish. And I remember when we first looked at them, we thought, are there no dimples on this golf ball?
It looks almost like a ping pong ball.
Exactly, but they're there. But and they, again, the colors, the dimples are there, the performance is there in this ball.
Yeah, what's unique about this is it's a 3-piece golf ball. It's a performance golf ball. When we think of colored balls, a lot of times we think of distance balls or like the old pro staffs or the mini golf balls, which aren't really performance balls. But this very much is a tour level golf ball, just in these bright, wild colors.
Correct.
All right, that's number 4 on the list. We're getting to some high performance golf balls here now. with the TP5 and the TP5X golf ball from TaylorMade. So similar to the Bridgestone Tour B and the Srixon Z-Star, this is TaylorMade's #1 ball in their line. It's a 5-piece golf ball. Yep. It's the only 5-piece ball that I'm aware of in the marketplace, and a very, very soft, thin urethane cover that they put on there. Again, really good off the driver, very distance oriented with those different layers. What's unique about this is it actually goes very soft on the inside, but the mantles, the next 2 layers, are much harder. So off the driver, it still feels hard, but then a very low compression inside. The TP5 golf ball is going to be a little bit higher trajectory.
Correct.
The TP5X is going to be a little bit lower trajectory. Yeah. I know in our store around Christmas time, there's a lot of confusion when people come up and don't understand which one they should get. We allow people to split them, so you can buy 2 of one and 2 of the other if you want, and that's kind of a safe bet in our store to buy them.
But generally, the TP5X is for someone who probably swings a little harder, a little more club head speed, because they're going to get that lower ball flight, and they'll still be able to spin it enough to control their ball versus the TP5.
There is a third version of this in the picks that I think is worth mentioning too. Yeah. So in the Callaway Chrome Soft, which we'll explain why that's not here in a second, they have a ball called Truvis, which looks a little bit like a soccer ball if you've seen it. Pix has kind of taken that and done their own version of it. It doesn't quite look like a soccer ball, but it's done in such a way that when you putt it, it actually creates 2 lines down the golf ball, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
almost like an old motion camera where the lens is fluttering, right? Or the video is fluttering.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really interesting how it works.
Yeah, for practice with putting, it's actually really, really effective. Yeah. So, and it's made on the TP5 ball model, but just has those different designs on it. Yep. All right, TaylorMade was #3 on our list. #2 on our list is the Callaway Super Soft. And before we get into it, I might mention conspicuous by its absence is the Callaway Chrome Soft family. There is a new Chrome Soft golf ball coming out in the end of January, beginning of February, and they have ceased production on the 2021 model. We are all but out of stock in our super shop. We have a few of the Truvis USA versions, but it's going to be slim pickings at Christmas time. That would normally fall right in and around this in our list, but we've purposely left it off just because the availability
is limited at best.
At best is saying it. Is saying it correctly. But we have lots of this ball, which is another great seller for us. It's the Super Soft golf ball. They call it a high-speed compression core, and it's a very, very soft feeling distance golf ball.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect way to describe it.
Yeah, definitely. So, and it also comes in a variety of different colors. It comes in yellow, orange, pink, and green. They are not matte finish golf balls. They are actually glossy golf balls, so a little bit different than that Volvik ball. But who would you say is kind of the avid consumer of the Super Soft ball?
Yeah, again, someone mid to higher handicapper, someone who needs a little more distance, but wants to have some of that soft feel. So I think we are definitely recommending this if someone's looking for a Super Soft or the Srixon 2-piece soft feel or the Wilson Duo, kind of like you mentioned. So,
yeah, definitely. I think it's worth mentioning the dimples on this too. With their hex dimple pattern.
Correct.
So when Callaway first got into the ball market, they were kind of a me too. It wasn't dramatically different. And then they brought in a designer from Boeing who actually had a patent on a wing design that had hexagon-shaped dimples instead of round-shaped dimples. And when he put it across the golf ball, what he found is that he could have, like a normal golf ball has about 95 to 97% coverage in dimples just because there are some flat spots in between the dimples. With the hexagon, it was 100%. It was universal coverage on the ball. And Callaway claims that is more aerodynamic. So that this ball and most of their golf balls have that special hex-shaped dimple on it. All right. And last but not least, and it's probably fairly obvious to the world, is the best-selling ball in all of golf, the Titleist Pro V1. It is a urethane covered golf ball, so it's the softest cover out there. You've heard us use that terminology. More of the distance balls use Surlyn, more of the tour balls use urethane. The urethane is softer, a little bit more resilient, much softer feeling, especially on putts and chips. The Titleist has 3 different models, and you might share those, Billy.
Yeah, and again, these are 4-piece golf balls. So you got the Pro V1, the Pro V1X, and the Pro V1X, excuse me, and the Left Dash Pro V1X.
Yeah.
And so they've kind of done a switch over the last couple of years.
They
but
have.
yeah, the regular Pro V1 is for probably the player that has a higher club head speed. It's a little bit of a lower flight, a little bit less spin on the regular Pro V1. The X, and then again, these used to be switched. So when they first came out, the X was that ball. But now this is kind of the one for more of a, not necessarily an average player, but still a good golfer, but someone who doesn't swing quite as fast. You want to go with the X ball. And then you're gonna still get a good spin around the green, the higher spin rate on this one.
Yeah.
And then the Left Dash.
That's a low spin, high trajectory ball, which is kind of a weird combination.
Different. But it's become pretty popular.
Very,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't even know it exists. And
Correct.
so you'll see it's a little different packaging than the rest of the golf balls over here, and something that we've done extremely well with. And again, a lot of golf shops that you go into, they're not even going to know
What the Left Dash is.
If the Left Dash is. I have heard that Titleist next spring is going to have a couple other kind of limited edition versions, kind of modified versions that guys on the tour are using that they're going to have available as well. So that is your top 10 selling golf balls for Morton Golf and Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. We're going to take a quick break and come back to you and count down our 10 best-selling golf balls.
Hey everyone, this is Mike Woods. If you haven't been out to the range lately, you're going to see something new that's really exciting. We have Top Tracer Range, all 52 bays, where we've got lots of games here, and it'll make your practice sessions even more meaningful. Games like Go Fish, it's the most popular game with the kids. Try the Long Drive Challenge, that's a real fun one as well. And the one that I enjoy the most is Virtual Golf. You could actually play golf at St. Andrews or Pebble Beach. So first thing you want to do is you want to go to the App Store and download the Top Tracer Range app. Or the other option is that you can use the QR code located right above the monitor here at your hitting station. So next time you come out to the Hagen Oaks driving range powered by Top Tracer Range, give this a try. I think you'll find that this is really fun next time you come out.
All right, we're back here on Hosel Rockets. We just finished counting down the top 10 best-selling balls in the store. We're going to dive into equipment in our 10 best-selling golf clubs. But before we do, I thought maybe we'd just kind of talk about the importance of fitting with all of these clubs that we're talking about. Making sure that they're properly fit to you is as important as the golf club you choose.
Yeah,
most of the time,
absolutely.
I think.
Yeah, especially if you're a professional, or not a professional, but you're a customer or a golfer that's been playing for quite a while. You definitely want to get a set that's fit to what you're doing with your golf swing. So.
Yeah, and a lot of people out there, they think, oh, I'm not good enough to be fit. And I just want to stress the exact opposite is true. If you gave a professional a golf club of any length and any flex and any loft, within a couple strokes, they're going to be able to figure it out most of the time because they know their game and their swing that well. Whereas an amateur player who has a fairly high handicap or maybe is new to the game, they're going to forever fight their golf equipment and actually develop swing flaws based on the ill-fitted equipment that they're using in their bag. So again, just lie angles, lengths, lofts, flexes, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's
imperative for you to go through and get that checked as you're making your purchase.
Correct.
From us or anyone else out there. So, all right, should we start?
Sure.
All right, we're going to start with number 10 on there, and this is a surprise entry into our mix. It's the new Cleveland Launcher XL Halo Hybrid Irons.
Yes.
And this is a brand new golf club that just recently came out in the last couple months. And it's very unique in its design compared to a normal iron, right?
It is, yeah. So not something that's extremely brand new, but these are extremely forgiving. So you can see the wide body design versus a conventional iron, almost like a hybrid iron throughout the entire set of the Halos. And they are, if there is such a thing, they're really easy to hit. They give the golfer a lot of confidence. You got the rounded sole with a little bit of the runners on the bottom, which gets the ball up in the air super easily, gets out of the rough very easily. So they become popular very quickly.
Yeah, especially with our women golfers, our senior golfers,
Absolutely.
and our low club head speed.
Yep.
If you have difficulty getting trajectory out of your irons,
This is a club for you.
it is a great club. There's a lot of weight at the bottom of that golf club. It gets underneath the ball and
Correct.
really lofts it up into the air.
Yeah.
So really, really good selling iron. We were talking, we were selling a lot of sets of these right out of the gate.
And
So,
especially as we talked about at the beginning, a lot of new golfers, a lot of folks with just really getting into the game. This can make that a lot easier, a lot faster.
For sure. All right, that's number 10 on our list. Number 9 is the Titleist TSI Woods.
Yeah, I got it.
So in the Titleist family, there are 4 TSI models. There is TSI 1, which is going to be for that same golfer we just talked about, for that Cleveland iron. It's going to be for the low club head speed. It's going to be for the golfer who is looking for really distance to get the ball up in the air, who's looking for maximum MOI, who's going to try to keep that ball in the fairway. It's ultra lightweight. It's going to have an ability to try to generate as much club head speed as you can. On the flip side, we've got the TSI 4, which is a little bit smaller head. The center of gravity is right up close to the face, so it's designed to work the golf ball. It's going to be designed more for kind of the tour pros and people who have a 100 to 115 mile an hour club head speed. And then the 2 in the middle, I think you have, what is that?
I have the 2.
The 2. Those are
Probably
kind of the in-betweeners. That's going to be where the lion's share of the golfers
This
are.
is the most popular seller.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. You're good, avid golfer, good performance out of the 2. You're going to get decent amount of trajectory on this one. It's pretty forgiving, kind of just right in the middle of the road there for a lot of golfers. So.
And then the TSI 3 is going to kind of be somewhere between the 2 and the 4.
Little higher center of gravity on that one,
single-digit handicap, probably you're going to be playing that one.
Correct.
The face speed, or the ball speed coming off of this, is dramatically better than Titleist has ever had before. We've done extremely well with these.
Correct.
So, and then if you, in that Ascent shaft in the TSI 1, again, low club head speed, it's a 40-gram shaft, which is just remarkable that they're making shafts that lightweight now. It really, really easy to get up in the air.
Yeah, makes a difference for a lot of players.
Yep. All right, so the Titleist TSI Woods, that was number 9 on our list. Number 8 is the TaylorMade Spider X putter.
All right, we got that right here.
So we talk a lot about moment of inertia. We've on this very podcast, we've been round and round on that. But for just purposes of, in case someone's not heard us before, moment of inertia is being able to hit it anywhere on the face and the ball not going off of target and the ball rolling out, or in the case of a wood, flying out the same distance as if you hit it in the middle. It's forgiveness in a square, the more weight that you can move back in the golf club, the straighter and the more it's going to keep its distance out there.
Yep, it doesn't allow the putter face to twist at impact,
Yes.
which is exactly what that is.
And the Spider does that better than any other putter I think we have in the marketplace, right?
Becomes so popular, correct.
Yeah.
And
so-
also that moment of inertia allows the ball to start rolling end over end versus skidding.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So in that wood, those 2 little black marks that are way out here on the end, here and here, are very heavy tungsten weights, and tungsten weighs lots more than steel. It helps pull that weight back there, and again, you can hit that ball anywhere on the face, and it's going to roll the same distance as if you hit it square.
Yeah, extremely popular.
Yeah. TaylorMade Spider, number 8 on our list. We'll flip over to our first wedge on the countdown, and that is the Cleveland RTX Zip Core. Now, they did 2 major things. Cleveland's been around and been number 1 in wedges for a really long time. Both them and the other wedge in our countdown are Heads and Shoulders, our best seller in the store. But what they found with doing some testing is that on most wedges, the center of gravity was really towards the hosel of the golf club, and it made hitting it out on the toe kind of feel a little bit dead. And so what they did is they actually have added weight out here on the toe of the golf club, which has moved the center of gravity now dead center into the wedge, so that it just feels more solid.
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing they did was kind of
the full face.
Yeah, the full face, and you might explain that too.
Yeah. So don't have one here, but you can. Everyone knows the scoring grooves or the scoring lines on a wedge or even a regular iron. Cleveland and a couple of other manufacturers have gone to what they call the full face scoring line. So you don't have any empty space in the toe anymore. The entire face has the scoring lines on it, simply for what Ken said. That way, if you're hitting it a little bit off or more towards the toe, which a lot of folks tend to do, you're still going to get some spin out of the shot, and actually a shot that will, maybe go most of the distance or almost all the distance that you're trying to achieve.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. I've had a privilege of seeing the next evolution, and there's more full face in their future as well. So that is number 7 on our list. Number 6 is the TaylorMade Sim 2 Metalwood. So the Sim 2 stands for Science in Motion.
Yep.
And what they did with this is try to increase the moment of inertia with a wild sole plate on here. So you can see it in some of the video out here, but a really heavy tungsten weight that's in the back of that golf club. And again, the more that you pull the weight back in the golf club, the higher the moment of inertia, the easier it is to hit. They also made a carbon crown on this, and it's actually, a lion's share of this golf club is actually made of carbon. They have twist face technology on it, meaning that a normal face has bulge and roll on it here. They actually twist it slightly as well. So if you hit that ball high on the toe, which is a frequent miss for a lot of golfers.
It has a gear effect.
It has a gear effect, and it's
comes
actually
right
going to
back.
move
Yep.
it right back into the fairway as well. And then
also has the adjustable hosel.
Adjustable hosel, and then they also have a little port right here. And what they found is that if they actually build it slightly past what the COR limit is, they can actually fill this port with a gel substance that actually brings it right back to the limit. And so the COR limit from the USGA is 0.83. TaylorMade actually scientifically makes sure that every golf club is as close to the limit as they can make it.
Yep.
So,
and there's 2 versions.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is the Sim 2, and then there's the Sim Max 2.
The Max is going to be designed for a little bit kind of medium to higher handicap golfer. It's going to hit a little bit higher.
Just that much easier to hit.
Yep.
Get the ball up in the air a little bit easier. So.
Yep. So that's number 6 on our list, the TaylorMade Sim 2 Metalwoods. Up number 5 is the kind of going old school a little bit with the Odyssey White Hot OG putter. So if you go back, when was the original White Hot out?
Early 2000s.
By far and away the best-selling Odyssey putter that we've had, right? I mean, just clearly.
Which I just was talking a little Callaway trip. I still have one of the originals in my bag.
Do you really?
The original 2-ball with the white hot face, and I've been using it since 2005, but.
That insert is a fairly unique feel. It's a little bit softer than no insert at all, but not nearly as kind of rubbery or urethane-y as some of the inserts that they've had over the years.
It still has a nice click, which was always one of the big points about it originally.
Correct.
Is that it feels soft, but the ball still comes off nice where you can feel what's happening.
Yeah.
So.
The big difference between this and like the putter that Bill uses is if you look on the very sole of that golf club, you're going to see 2 big weights on the bottom. And those are actually tungsten screws. And again, we mentioned earlier, tungsten's much, much heavier than steel. What that does is it brings the center of gravity out towards the ends, gives it more perimeter weighting than those original Odyssey putters. So you've got the great feel that you used to love, again, on the best-selling putter that they ever have, but maximum forgiveness.
Yeah, the technology's there. So.
Yeah, and that's is that the 7 model there?
That is the 7S.
Yeah, so that's by far and away the best-selling model. It's kind of got these dual fangs, and those fangs, again, act as weights to help spread that.
Hold back as much as they can.
Yeah, high MOI on that. So that's the Odyssey White Hot OG putter number 5 on our list.
Great.
We'll go to another Callaway family product in the Callaway Epic Max Woods. So I think this one might be in your golf bag, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. Jailbreak technology. If you don't know what that is, they reinforce the inside. You can actually see the little green graphic they put on the face right there, but it allows, their jailbreak technology was pretty revolutionary, I guess, over the last couple of years now of their different woods, and that allows, there's no energy escaping from the top or the bottom when the ball is impacted on the face.
Yeah, when you hit a golf club, it actually expands on the crown and the sole slightly, and that's lost energy going back into the ball. So that little green symbol that he has actually attaches
on the inside of the club.
Yeah, it attaches to the crown and the sole so that it can't move. Those two things are attached from one another and delivers all of the energy back into the ball.
Off the face.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So second driver that was designed with AI technology. Behind the face, it's got these shapes and curves and weird mountains on the back. But again, they went through over 1 million different evolutions, literally 1 million different evolutions on this face to get it as hot as they could to the maximum amount of people. So this one also has a couple of versions too.
It does, and again, this is the max version, where kind of what we talked about before with the Sim Max, a little easier to hit, get the ball up in the air a little bit faster. Also adjustable hosel, change the lofts, change the face angle if you want to draw bias or a little fade bias on it.
Yeah, again, for someone who's had a forever slice, getting a max with a draw bias on it usually puts enough right to left spin on it for a right-handed golfer to actually eliminate that.
And actually it has the sleeve here too to help that in addition to changing the
Great wood.
Yes.
Comes in at number 4 on our countdown of our best-selling golf clubs. All right. Next one is our best-selling wedge that we have in the store, and that is the Titleist Vokey SM8 sand wedge. So they did a similar thing to Cleveland. They too found out that the more weight that you could actually put out towards the toe of the golf club, the better it felt to a lot of the tour pros and all that kind of stuff. So you can't actually see it, but they've actually put some tungsten out in the toe of the golf club to move that CG out towards the toe, and it's just given it a really, really good feel. It comes in 3 different finishes. It comes in the satin chrome, and then a brushed steel, which kind of
darker.
Yeah, a little bit darker. Yeah. Has kind of a brushed look on it, and then they have a jet black, which is my favorite. It looks a little bit like Darth Vader, which if you know Bill,
you can't go wrong with Darth Vader.
He just geeked out just a little bit by me even saying that. So. On the grooves, they're all actually laser machined, so the sharpest, most durable grooves that they've ever put on a wedge on there. So it's by far and away our best-selling wedge we have in the store.
I mean, we've seen Titleist products forever, and this is probably one of the best clubs they've made as far as a wedge. Yeah, for sure.
It's really, really good. So that's why it comes in at number 3 on our best-selling golf clubs there. So. We will stay in the Titleist family and talk about our best-selling putter that we have in the store, and that's the Titleist Scotty Cameron Special Select Putter. So what makes this so unique is partly on how it's made. So imagine this being a billet of steel, and they actually start out, it looks like and it's stamped under tons and tons of pressure, and then they have a diamond encrusted drill bit that actually goes in and actually mills the putter out of the billet of steel. And they actually, out of one billet, they get actually 2 heads that are made in a mirror image of one another. And by doing it these billets of steel are actually exceptionally soft, whereas normally with like some of the irons that we talked about, they heat steel up into a molten lava and pour it into a mold. And that actually makes it feel really hard. By doing it, with these forged steel and milling it, it's not only exact, but it's about as soft as you can get stainless steel.
Yeah. So incredibly precise and incredibly soft. Yeah. The response is, well, for most people or for a lot of people, they wouldn't putt with anything else. So.
Scotty Cameron's, again, if you're getting a gift out there, it's kind of this illusion of, and not even illusion, it's kind of the premier thing to have in your golf bag. Absolutely. Right?
Yes.
So, those 3 little dots on the back, you see them a lot out on tour, and it's, you know, you can take lots of pride about having a camera and putter in your bag. So
Yep.
they're not inexpensive. They'll, you know, set you back about $400 or so. But again, if somebody's getting one of those underneath the tree, they're going to recognize that it's a really, really high quality
Special gift. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So,
All right.
The Special Select is number 2 on our list. That leaves just one, and it's our best selling thing that we have in our store. It's the Ping G425. So it comes in also 3 different models. It has the standard max head. It has a version called the SFT, and then a version called the LST. And we'll start with that last one. The LST is a low spin technology wood. So the better player, if they're wanting a little bit lower trajectory, a little bit more playability, a little bit smaller profile head, that's the one that they're going to want to go to. On the flip side, the SFT is actually going to hit the ball higher. It's got the highest MOI of all of the clubs they have. It's a little bit of a draw bias. It's going to be designed for that handicap player, probably in the 25 and up range. And then there's the standard max, which Bill has in his hand. That's kind of the wood for everybody out there. This has the highest MOI of any wood that we have in the store. If you're looking strictly for forgiveness, I'm not sure there's a better match.
Yeah, probably true. And it's
Yeah.
forged face technology, really good feel for a Ping, driver. Again, Hosel adjustments on this one to get a little more loft if you needed to, or a little bit less loft. But it's just been the hottest driver over the last
It's
year.
Been a home run.
Right?
Yeah. And they have a batching fairway wood and a hybrid. Also exceptionally good sellers in our store. Again, Ping is a family of engineers. If you've not ever done a deep dive on the Solheim family, from Karsten, who started this company, to his grandson, John Kay, who now runs the company, they're all think about the performance of a golf club before marketing and everything that they do. And you can always count on them to make a really good product.
Correct.
Yeah. So there you have it. That's 20 really good things to have under a Christmas tree right there.
And we have some of these in the Superstore.
We have some of those right now. I'm not promising that you're going to have them well into December.
Correct.
But if you wanted to come purchase them at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop or at mortongolfsales.com, you can pick some of them up.
Great.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to Hosel Rockets. Until next time, you guys have a great holiday season.